There's a reason you feel so drained, so restless, so out of sync. It's not bad luck, poor choices, or just how life is. No, it's something far darker, something hidden. What if I told you that from the moment you entered this world, an unseen force has been working tirelessly to control you? Not through physical chains, but through the quiet, invisible theft of your energy, your focus, and your very essence. And the most shocking part? You've been helping it all along, without even realizing. Look around. Every screen you glance at, every ad that catches your eye, every obligation that keeps you too busy to breathe, it's all part of a carefully orchestrated game. A game you were never meant to win. You're told to work harder, buy more, stay informed. But why does it always leave you feeling empty? That's not failure. It's the design. A system so cunning, so deeply ingrained, that it convinces you to give up your freedom willingly. It feeds on your energy, thrives on your fear, and ensures that you never stop running, chasing, consuming. You've felt it, haven't you? That nagging sense that something is off. That the life you're living doesn't quite add up. You're not imagining it. You're waking up to the truth. The distractions, the fear tactics, the endless chase for more, they're not random. They're weapons, expertly wielded to keep you compliant, exhausted, and unaware. But here's the secret they don't want you to know. The power they take from you was always yours. And the moment you see the game for what it is, you begin to take it back. This is the knowledge they've worked so hard to bury, the truth hiding in plain sight. The system isn't invincible, it's vulnerable, but only to those brave enough to question, to step outside the noise, and to reclaim what has been stolen from them. This isn't just a video, it's a doorway, a revelation, but only if you're ready to see it. Are you prepared to uncover the hidden agenda that's shaped your entire life? Because once you do, there's no turning back. Your energy, your very essence, isn't slipping away by chance. It's being taken, quietly, skillfully, and with a precision so seamless that you rarely notice. From the moment you open your eyes in the morning, the world begins pulling at you. It whispers demands, flashes distractions, and tugs at your emotions. But this isn't just life happening, it's a system, a calculated, finely tuned mechanism that feeds on your life force while leaving you to wonder why you're always so tired, so restless, so empty. This isn't chaos, it's design. Every obligation, every interruption, every subtle expectation you feel weighing on your shoulders is part of this silent harvest. You're not doing enough. You need to try harder. These thoughts aren't your own. They've been planted, nurtured by a society that thrives on your exhaustion. Look around. The distractions are endless, aren't they? Notifications that never stop, media designed to provoke, endless tasks that drain you before you even get started. But none of it is random. It's deliberate. A system built to keep you running in circles while it quietly takes what it needs from you. Have you ever stopped to ask why, no matter how much you rest, it never feels like enough? Why every break feels like it drains you even more? That's the genius of it. You're conditioned to believe that the more you give, the closer you'll get to freedom. But the truth? It's the opposite. The harder you work, the deeper you're pulled into the trap. What you call normal life, work, stress, distraction, isn't life at all. It's the system feeding off you, keeping you distracted, drained, and docile. And here's the part no one tells you. It doesn't take your energy by force. No, it convinces you to hand it over willingly. Through fear, through guilt, through endless promises of more success, more security, more happiness. But that more never comes, does it? Instead, you're left chasing illusions while the system grows stronger, feeding on your focus, your emotions, your life. The truth is right there, hiding in plain sight. But can you see it? Or will you keep feeding the invisible harvest without ever realizing the cost? The choice to break free begins the moment you start to question, but what happens when you do? Everywhere you look, something demands your attention. Your phone pings with notifications, advertisements scream for your focus, and even conversations pull you into debates that feel urgent but lead nowhere. This isn't harmless noise, it's a strategy, a carefully orchestrated game of distraction. Each pull on your attention is a thread in the system's net, keeping you too fragmented to see the bigger picture. Have you noticed how hard it is to simply sit in silence anymore? That's not by accident. Your focus is currency, and in this game, the house always wins. Think about how much energy you spend on things that don't truly matter. Endless scrolling through social media, debates about politics that change nothing, worrying about problems you can't control. These aren't coincidences, they're traps. Every moment you're consumed by these distractions is a moment you're not reclaiming your energy, a moment you're feeding the system instead of yourself. And here's the twist. It's not just what distracts you, it's how it keeps you coming back. The game isn't about stealing your attention once, it's about keeping you hooked, always needing more. Even the tools you think empower you are part of the game. That motivational video? It's designed to keep you striving instead of reflecting. The news that leaves you anxious? It's meant to keep you reactive, not proactive. The system doesn't want you calm, focused, or aligned. It wants you scattered, divided, and emotionally charged. Why? Because a mind that's constantly distracted is easier to control. It doesn't question, it doesn't resist. It obeys, thinking it's making its own choices, when in reality it's following the breadcrumbs laid out by those who profit from your distraction. But here's the most unsettling truth. The distractions aren't just external. The system has planted them inside you. The endless to-do lists, the fear of missing out, the nagging sense that you're falling behind, they're all part of the game. And the more you chase after catching up, the more you lose sight of what truly matters. Breaking free isn't just about turning off your phone or stepping away from the noise. It's about reclaiming your inner stillness, your ability to focus on what feeds your soul, not the system. But how do you regain control when even your own thoughts feel hijacked? That's the question you must begin to ask, if you dare. Fear, it's the oldest trick in the book, and yet it remains the most powerful. But here's what no one tells you. Fear isn't just a reaction, it's a weapon. From the moment you wake up, fear is strategically placed in your path. It's in the headlines that predict disaster, the deadlines that loom over you, the rules you've been taught to follow without question. Fear keeps you in survival mode, a state where you react instead of think, comply instead of resist. And in that state, your energy is no longer yours, it's theirs. Think about how fear has shaped your decisions. How many times have you said yes when your heart screamed no? How often have you chosen safety over growth, familiarity over freedom? These aren't just personal struggles. They're symptoms of a system that thrives on your hesitation. Fear isn't just emotional, it's physiological. It tightens your chest, clouds your mind, and paralyzes your spirit. And here's the secret. As long as you're in this state, you're easier to control. A fearful mind is too busy surviving to notice the chains it wears. But fear doesn't always roar. It whispers. It tells you that you're not enough, that you'll fail if you try, that the world is too dangerous to risk anything. These whispers become beliefs, and those beliefs become your cage. The system knows this, which is why it constantly feeds you fear. Fear of failure, fear of loss, fear of being left behind. It creates a narrative where staying small feels safe and stepping outside the lines feels impossible. The more you believe the story, the more deeply you're trapped. And yet, the most insidious part of all, fear isn't even real. It's a projection, a manipulation, a lie designed to keep you from your power. Imagine what would happen if you stopped reacting, if you looked at the headlines and saw them for what they are, manufactured fear. If you faced your doubts and realized they were planted to hold you back. What if every time fear spoke, you questioned its authority? Because here's the truth, they don't want you to know. The moment you stop fearing, their control begins to crumble. But if fear isn't guiding you, then what is? That's the mystery you must unravel. The world tells you that happiness is just one purchase away. A new car, a bigger house, the latest gadget. These things are sold as the answer to your dissatisfaction. But here's the secret no one wants to admit. It's a lie. Consumerism isn't designed to fulfill you. It's designed to exhaust you. The endless chase for more isn't about abundance. It's about depletion. Every swipe of your credit card, every item added to your cart drains more than your wallet. It drains your energy, your focus, your very life force. Think about the cycle. You work long hours to afford things you're told you need, yet the satisfaction they bring is fleeting. That spark of joy you feel when something new arrives, it fades quickly, doesn't it? And so you start chasing the next thing, convinced it will be different this time. But it never is. The system ensures that the moment you acquire something, you're already being told it's outdated, insufficient, or incomplete. This isn't a coincidence. It's a trap that keeps you running, spending, and ultimately drained. And it's deeper than just things. The trap extends into how you measure your worth. You've been conditioned to see success in terms of possessions, achievements, and status. Society whispers that without these things, you're falling behind. But ask yourself, behind whom? For what? The consumerism trap isn't just about owning, it's about proving. Proving you belong, proving you're valuable, proving you've made it. And as you pour your energy into proving yourself, you lose sight of the truth. None of these things define you. But here's the paradox. The more you chase, the further you drift from the freedom you seek. True fulfillment doesn't come from accumulating, it comes from aligning with what truly matters, with what feeds your soul instead of draining it. But stepping off this treadmill requires more than just awareness. It requires courage to say enough, courage to redefine what success means to you, courage to stop looking outward and start looking inward. And yet, even as you begin to question this trap, another layer reveals itself. How much of your exhaustion is tied not just to what you chase, but where you live. The city hums with a restless energy, doesn't it? The relentless buzz of traffic, the glow of screens lighting up every corner, the constant noise that never seems to fade. At first, it feels alive, vibrant even. But over time, something shifts. That energy begins to feel heavy, suffocating. Urban life isn't just fast-paced. It's an assault on your senses, your emotions, and your spirit. And here's the truth. It's not simply draining. It's designed to disconnect you. From nature, from yourself, from the stillness you need to thrive. Consider how cities operate. Everywhere you turn, there's stimulation. Advertisements flashing, horns blaring, conversations overlapping. It's chaos disguised as progress. But this overstimulation isn't harmless. It's extraction. The more noise around you, the harder it becomes to hear your own thoughts, to connect with your inner guidance. You become reactive instead of intentional, constantly responding to the world instead of shaping it. This isn't by accident. A distracted mind is easier to manipulate, and a drained spirit is less likely to resist. Even the concrete beneath your feet plays a role in this energetic theft. Cities are designed for efficiency, not harmony. The natural world is replaced by asphalt and steel, cutting you off from the Earth's grounding energy. Have you noticed how calm you feel when you step into nature? How the wind, the trees, even the silence seem to restore something you didn't realize you'd lost? That's no coincidence. Urban environments keep you overstimulated, but they also keep you disconnected from the very source that could heal you. And yet, the system doesn't want you to leave. It offers you conveniences, opportunities, and entertainment to keep you anchored in its grasp. But these come at a cost. Your peace, your focus, your clarity. The city consumes while pretending to provide. But what if you stepped back, even briefly? What if you reclaimed that connection to nature, to silence, to simplicity? Because here's the thing, until you do, the exhaustion won't stop. And even as you begin to see through the chaos of urban life, another layer of manipulation waits, one that's woven into the very technology you use every day. Every tap, every swipe, every notification, each one seems insignificant on its own. But together they form an invisible web, pulling you deeper into a cycle of energy extraction. The screens that dominate your life don't just steal your time, they siphon your focus, your emotions, your very essence. Algorithms don't work for you, they work on you, designed not to serve, but to control. Have you noticed how a quick check of your phone turns into hours lost? That's no accident, it's precision engineering, built to keep you scrolling, consuming, and most importantly, distracted. Digital technology doesn't merely occupy your attention, it manipulates it. The content you see isn't random, it's calculated. It's curated to provoke, to polarize, to keep you engaged just long enough to drain a little more of your mental energy. But here's the darker truth. It's not just your attention they want, it's your emotional state. Every headline that sparks anger, every post that triggers envy, every notification that demands urgency, it all works to harvest your emotions. The system thrives on your reactions because a reactive mind is easier to guide. Even the frequencies emitted by your devices play a role in this energetic extraction. Those subtle hums and glows may seem harmless, but they quietly disrupt your natural rhythms. Have you ever felt restless after hours of screen time, as though your mind can't quite settle? That's no coincidence. The digital world wasn't built to restore you. It was built to overstimulate you, to keep you hooked, fragmented, and yearning for something that screens can never provide, peace. And yet, the pull of the digital drain is undeniable. It promises connection, convenience, even escape. But at what cost? Every hour spent scrolling is an hour lost to reclaiming your focus, your creativity, your power. Breaking free isn't about abandoning technology, it's about mastering it. The system feeds on your distraction, but it crumbles when you take control. When you begin to decide what deserves your energy and what doesn't. But the question remains, how do you regain control when the distractions are everywhere and the system seems impossible to escape? The answer lies in the one resource they can't fully control, your focus. Focus isn't just a skill, it's a power, a resource more valuable than time or money, and yet it's the one thing the system has trained you to surrender without a second thought. Every notification, every headline, every demand for your attention has chipped away at your ability to concentrate. But here's the truth they don't want you to know. Your focus isn't gone, it's just scattered, waiting for you to reclaim it. And the moment you do, the entire game changes. Suddenly, the distractions lose their grip, and you begin to see the world for what it truly is. Reclaiming your focus starts with a single powerful decision: to stop feeding the distractions. The system thrives on your emotional reactions, so every time you resist the urge to check your phone, Every time you turn away from fear-driven media, you're taking back your energy. It's not about abandoning the modern world. It's about choosing what deserves your attention. Imagine treating your focus like a currency. Would you spend it on things that drain you, or would you invest it in what truly enriches your life? But this isn't just about unplugging, it's about realigning. When you redirect your energy toward meaningful pursuits, creative projects, personal growth, even moments of stillness, you begin to feel a shift. Your mind becomes clearer, your emotions more stable, and your sense of purpose stronger. This isn't a coincidence. Focus is the gateway to your inner power, the key to escaping the traps that have kept you stuck. By reclaiming your focus, you're not just resisting the system, you're dismantling it, piece by piece. And yet, focus alone isn't enough. It's the first step, but not the last. To truly break free, you must go deeper. Deeper into the patterns you've been following, the stories you've been told, the systems you've unknowingly upheld. Reclaiming your focus opens the door, but stepping through it requires courage. Courage to simplify your life, to let go of what doesn't serve you, to embrace the quiet wisdom that's been waiting for you all along. Because once you do, you'll find something even more powerful than focus: freedom. But what does that freedom look like, and how do you begin to live it? That's the path we now step onto. Freedom isn't about escaping, it's about realignment. The system has conditioned you to think liberation is some far-off, impossible goal, buried beneath endless responsibilities and societal rules. But true freedom begins with simplicity, with peeling back the layers of expectations and reconnecting with what truly matters. The system thrives on complexity because it keeps you overwhelmed, chasing solutions to problems it created in the first place. Breaking free isn't about rebellion. It's about rediscovering the quiet power of living in alignment with your own truth. Consider this: how much of your daily life is dictated by things you've been told you should do? From the career path you follow to the way you spend your free time, how much is truly yours? The system relies on this unspoken agreement that you'll keep playing by its rules, even when those rules exhaust you. But here's the secret: the moment you step outside those expectations, the moment you choose to simplify, to slow down, to prioritize what feeds your soul, the system loses its grip. Simplicity is its greatest weakness. This doesn't mean abandoning your life. It means redefining it. It starts small, turning off your phone for an hour, spending time in nature, creating something with your own hands. These aren't just acts of rest, they're acts of rebellion. The system wants you disconnected from the earth, from yourself, from the quiet stillness where your power resides. By choosing simplicity, by reconnecting with the natural rhythms of life, you begin to reclaim the energy that's been siphoned from you. Step by step, you create a life that feels less like survival and more like living. But breaking free isn't easy. It's revolutionary. It means confronting the illusions you've accepted as reality. It means stepping away from the comforts of distraction and into the unknown. Are you willing to let go of the chains you've grown used to? Are you ready to face the discomfort of growth, the uncertainty of freedom? Because the truth is, the system doesn't fear your anger, it fears your clarity. A focused, awakened mind is its greatest threat. Now it's your turn. Look at your life, your routines, your beliefs, your distractions, and ask, what's serving you and what's stealing from you? Will you continue to play their game, or will you take back your power, step by step, choice by choice? The answers lie within you. The path is yours to walk. But tell me, how much longer will you wait to reclaim the life that's always been yours?